Hi everyone, my name is Becca and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I am so glad you stopped by. We focus on all things middle grade literature, specifically the first chapters of your favorite middle grade novels. Today we're going to be reading the first chapter of Linked by Gordon Korman. Now, if you've been following my page for a while, you know Gordon Korman is one of my favorite middle grade authors. His novels are so engaging, so fun, and very relatable. So I am really excited to share the first chapter of Linked with you. We're going to start by reading the front and side cover, which will give us an idea of what this novel is going to be all about. You can't deny something is wrong when it's right there in front of you. Link, Michael, and Dana live in a quiet town, but it's woken up very quickly when someone sneaks into school and vandalizes it with a swastika. Nobody can believe it. How could such a symbol of hate end up in the middle of their school? Who would do such a thing? Because Michael was the first person to see it, he's the first suspect. Because Link is one of the most popular guys in school, everyone's looking to him to figure it out. And because Dana's the only Jewish girl in the whole town, everyone's treating her more like an outsider than ever. The mystery deepens as more swastikas begin to appear. Some students decide to fight back and start a project to bring people together instead of dividing them further. The closer Link, Michael, and Dana get to the truth, the more there is to face. Not just the crimes of the present, but also the crimes of the past. All right. That being said, we are going to dive on into the first chapter. The first chapter is written from the perspective of Michael Amorosa. Now, if you're not familiar with Gordon Korman's novels, every chapter he switches the perspective or the point of view to a different character. So this character is written from Michael Amorosa's point of view. My mother says I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to my body. Too bad my phone isn't also attached somewhere. I left it at school again. I know this because it butt dialed our landline at home. I have no idea why. Ever since I dropped it in the toilet, it's been glitchy. When I pick up, I hear a muffled motor in the background. I'm hoping that means the phone is in my locker and the noise is Mr. Kennedy, the custodian, using the big floor polishing machine. Then the sound dies abruptly. That either means Mr. Kennedy finished polishing or my phone died. It's super old. So a battery charge lasts a millionth of a second. I jump on my bike. Choke Cherry is a pretty small town, but we live on the opposite side, so it's a long ride. I'm used to it though. I always leave something at school, and 9 times out of 10 I have to go back and get it. Mom and Dad would give me a lift, but then they'd know. I'm going out is all the detail I provide. Thanks to the new security, every single door to the school is locked. But I still go from entrance to entrance, banging and yelling, hoping that Mr. Kennedy is close enough to one of them to hear me over the roar of the polisher. To my surprise, the door to the boys' locker room swings open when I kick it. I'm in. I'm entering the school from the back corner that leads out to the football field, but my locker is in the main hall, not far from the principal's office. The floor polisher sounds far away, maybe upstairs. I open my locker and there it is, the world's oldest phone. I probably shouldn't have called it 11 times because it's sitting on a tray of poster paints, and all that vibrating has made the blue and yellow leak out together, raining green blobs down my geography textbook. I'm president of the art club, so I've always got supplies in my locker, and stains on my gym clothes, books, etc. Last year, I got charged $50 cleaning fee to remove the melted pastel from my iPad screen. Like it's my fault the temperature went up to 100 the weekend before the last day of school. I checked the phone, dead, just like I suspected. I shut my locker and turned to leave. Only I don't leave. I freeze. I blink again, struggling to wrap my mind around what I'm seeing. It's spray painted in red on the blank expanse of wall above the staircase leading to the second story. That large X with each arm continued at a right angle. I stare at it in horror and disbelief, hoping that my eyes are deceiving me and that this ugly red symbol is something other than what I know it is, a swastika. Michael? Mr. Kennedy's voice startles me out of my state of shock. I drop my phone, which bounces on the floor. It's probably cracked, possibly ruined, but I can't tear my gaze from the symbol on the wall. What did you forget this time? The custodian asks in exasperation. All I can do is point up. When Mr. Kennedy sees it, a sharp gasp is torn from him. He turns to me. You didn't, he begins. I mean, you wouldn't. Of course not, I answer. Why would the only Dominican kid in the whole school be the one to draw a racist symbol? I almost add, nobody would. But there's the evidence right in front of us. Somebody did. I reach down to pick up my phone and almost drop it again. The screen is fractured, but even through the spider web of damage, I can see that awful thing on the wall reflected in the glass. The custodian takes out his own phone. I'm calling the police. That is the end of chapter 1 of Linked. So as we see, the book will center around this controversy of this, terrible racist symbol of a swastika being put onto the wall of the gymnasium and everything that comes from that. So if you are interested in reading this novel, I highly recommend you check out some of the resources that are linked in the description below, especially if you're a teacher watching this. And if you enjoyed this first chapter Friday Read Aloud, please consider liking and subscribing so you can be notified every time we have another Read Aloud available. And until next time, everyone, happy reading.